Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018. Location is Stoneman Douglas in Parkland, Florida. It's going to be a big event.
Okay. All right. We told the boys that don't hit yourself in the head because the attorney, the demon, just requested I will stop talking to you.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
You're scared of what?
Scared of why the fuck wouldn't he protect me?
What?
Why wouldn't he protect me, man?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't he protect me?
All right. Well, again, your demon wants an attorney.
February 14th, 2018, Valentine's Day. Students at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, exchange cards, flowers, and laughter, completely unaware that in a matter of minutes, their lives will be torn apart. This is the story of a community forever scarred, a story of love, loss, and courage in the face of unthinkable horror. Welcome to Empty Desk. Before we begin, please note that this episode discusses real events involving violence, trauma, and loss. Our purpose is not to glorify, but to understand, remember, and honor the victims, and to learn from the warning signs that went unheeded. It was 2:19 p.m. when Nicholas Cruz, a 19-year-old former student, arrived at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School. He stepped out of his Uber, carrying a black duffel bag and a rifle case. Inside was a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 AR-15 rifle and 10 loaded magazines. Security cameras caught him walking calmly toward Building 12, the freshman building. He entered through a side door, unpacked his weapon, and without hesitation, began firing. At 2:21 p.m., Cruz opened fire into classroom 1216. Bullets tore through glass panels and walls. Within seconds, students screamed, ducked under desks, and chaos erupted. He moved methodically from room to room, 1216, 1215, 1214, reloading with precision. The fire alarm went off, possibly triggered by smoke from the gunfire. Some students, thinking it was a drill, stepped into the hallways, directly into danger. Teachers shouted, code red, lockdown, as they pushed desks against doors.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello, we're at Stoneman Douglas High School, and I think there's a shooter.
Hello? You still there? Talk to me, please.
Coach Aaron Faze, an assistant football coach, ran toward the building the moment he heard the shots. Without a gun or protection, he used his body as a shield, covering students from bullets. He was killed, a hero who gave his life for his students. Chris Hickson, the school's athletic director and Navy veteran, sprinted toward danger, trying to confront the gunman. He too was fatally shot. Geography teacher Scott Bajel ushered terrified students into his classroom, locking the door behind them. As he opened it to pull more kids to safety, he was struck by gunfire. His bravery saved lives that day. Inside classroom 1214, students stood under desks, whispering prayers and sending desperate texts. One wrote, "If I don't make it, I love you." Another whispered into her phone, "Mom, there's a shooter. Please tell Dad I love him." Parents, stuck outside the police perimeter, texted their children in panic, refreshing their phones over and over, hoping for a reply. At 2:23 p.m., the school's resource officer, Deputy Scott Peterson, radioed, possible shots fired inside Building 12. But instead of rushing in, he took cover outside. For over 4 minutes, Cruz continued firing, unchallenged. By 2:27 p.m., Coral Springs police arrived, but confusion and miscommunication delayed entry. By the time officers entered at 2:32, Cruz had already escaped, blending into the crowd of fleeing students. At 3:41 p.m., over an hour later, a Coconut Creek officer spotted him walking calmly down a residential street. He was arrested without resistance.
What's going on? What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
Voices.
Yeah, no problem.
Voices.
Voices and demons?
Where's the voices? What the f***? Where the f*** am I? Holy shit. What happened?
Shut up. Just be quiet, man. Shut up.
What the fuck did you do?
In just 6 minutes of gunfire, 17 lives were lost and 17 others injured. Nicholas Jacob Cruz was born on September 24, 1998, and adopted by Roger and Linda Cruz. He had a difficult childhood. His adoptive father died when he was 5. His mother, who struggled to control his violent outbursts, passed away 3 months before the shooting. By then, Cruz was alone, emotionally unstable and angry. He had been diagnosed with ADHD, autism, and depression, and displayed alarming behavior from an early age, torturing small animals, fighting, and threatening classmates. By middle school, he was already known to teachers as a troubled child. In high school, his behavior worsened, making threats, bringing bullets to class, vandalizing property, and being obsessed with guns. He was eventually expelled from Marjory Stoneman Douglas for disciplinary reasons. After that, he posted disturbing content online. Instagram photos of guns, dead animals, and tactical gear. On YouTube, he commented, "I'm going to be a professional school shooter." That comment was even reported to the FBI in 2017, but no action followed. He also uploaded clips wearing a mask, showing off firearms, and using racial slurs. Every post screamed warning, but no one stopped him. After his mother's death, Cruz was living with a family friend, James Sneed, whose son attended the same school. They kept his guns locked in a safe, but Cruz had the key. He bought the AR-15 legally at age 18. No criminal record. No mental adjudication. Passed every background check. Between 2010 and 2018, Broward County Sheriff's Office received at least 20 calls about Cruz. Neighbors, students, and relatives reported violent outbursts and threats. In 2016, he was reported for wanting to shoot up the school. In 2017, a YouTuber alerted the FBI about his comment online. In January 2018, a woman close to Cruz called the FBI tip line, warning that he was going to explode one day. Nothing was done. The tips were never escalated to local field officers. School officials knew his behavior was dangerous. He was banned from carrying backpacks on campus. He was referred to a special education program, but eventually dropped out. Even during the shooting, the school's armed officer didn't intervene. 17 innocent people died, not only because of one man's actions, but because every system failed to stop him. Each victim had dreams, families, and stories worth remembering. Alyssa Al-Hadef, 14, a soccer captain and future leader Jamie Guttenberg, 14. Loved to dance. Her father became a leading activist after her death. Joaquin Guac Oliver, 17. Known for his humor and kindness, Helena Ramsey, 17. Thoughtful and caring, who tried to help her friend hide Coach Aaron Faze, 37. The shield who saved lives, Chris Hickson, 49. The veteran who ran toward danger. Scott Bagel, 35. The teacher who saved his students. 17 lives, each one representing a future that will never be. After his arrest, Cruz confessed to the shooting. In 2021, he pleaded guilty to all charges, 17 count of murder and 17 of attempted murder. During the sentencing trial in 2022, families gave emotional statements. Parents held up photos of their children, describing the unbearable pain of losing them. Some cried for justice, others for understanding. The jury spared Cruz from the death penalty, sentencing him instead to life in prison without parole. Many families were heartbroken, believing true justice was denied. But out of that pain, something powerful emerged: activism. Survivors like Emma Gonzalez, David Hogg, and Cameron Karski became voices for gun reform, leading the March for Our Lives movement, one of the largest youth-led protests in U.S. history. The Parkland shooting changed not just a school, but an entire generation's view on gun violence, mental health, and accountability. The halls of Marjory Stoneman Douglas still echo with memories of laughter, of lessons, of a Valentine's Day that turned into a nightmare. The desks once filled with life now stand as silent reminders of what was lost, of what must never happen again. Sometimes, remembering is the hardest thing to do, but it's also the most important. At Empty Desk, we honor those who were taken too soon, those who fought to protect, and those who continue to fight for change. If this story moved you, please like, subscribe, and share to keep their memory alive. Together, let's create awareness and build a world where no classroom has to fall silent again.